It's just not meant to be, y'all. It's simply not meant to be. So um so I was supposed to set up my Sawgrass at 5, right? Did the thumbnail, did all that stuff, was over here prepping stuff. I thought it was with it. Finally found my ink, right? Can't find the freaking power cord. I was like, look, I'm over it. This Sawgrass is not one to get set up. Like, this is ridiculous. So I finally found the ink a couple days ago. I did not realize that, I don't know. So what happened was this cord was over here by this printer. So I assumed that this was the cord because it was actually laying down. So when I flipped it, I realized it's actually the Rolo one from when I was setting the wireless one up. And I have no idea. I searched where this was before in the living room, in the dining room. Like when we even first took it out of the box. I looked to see if it fell. Now, the only thing I can think of is it fell behind this table and I can't get back there right now. That's the only thing that I can think of is that the table and it must have fallen behind it. And there's like on the floor is another cube storage. So I can't really get behind there. But once again, we can't set this up because we're missing something. First, I couldn't find this. And I thought I had the cord because I saw a cord there. And I'm like, I brought it over, but I was doing it at the same time. So once again, no Sawgrass setup. Like, this is unfreaking believable. Unbelievable. At some point here, I'll set it up. When that's going to happen, I have no idea when that's going to get set up, but at some point it will. So I'm going to make sure I leave the ink here. And I'm going to unbox it. Well, it's already unboxed. I'm going to set it up because it's always something. It's always something. Always something with this printer. So, hold on one second. Pop, lock, and drop it. Pop, lock, and drop it. Alrighty, give me a second. I am actually live on YouTube this time. So, I hit 200 subscribers on 365 Creative Academy. Awesome. Yes. Okay. All right. Let's go back over here. And I did change my privacy so I can see your questions and comments. All right. So let me just introduce myself real quick so we can get into this. I am Shakia, the professor of Silaholics Anonymous and the product line, honestly speaking, where we sell amazing sublimation paper in both fast dry and tacky sheets, as well as sublimation ink in the 140 milliliter bottles. So you get more bang for your buck We also sell amazing pigment ink. If you have a newer Epson printer, you know that the pigment ink from Epson does not work well when it comes to glossy paper and well, any paper. It smears. So with our pigment ink, it does not do that. So if you get our cartridges and our ink, it will alleviate that problem. And if you just have a regular pigment ink printer, no, I do not advise you, if you're doing chip bags, label stickers, cake toppers, I do not advise you to put pigment ink inside of a dye printer. It needs to be a pigment ink printer. Getting pigment ink from us or any third party company is just a more economical way to purchase your pigment ink. But if it's not a pigment ink printer, I don't recommend that you put pigment ink in it. But we are the home of that. So we have pigment ink, sublimation ink. I don't really have a desire to get dye inks. Like, it's kind of Epson one is, if you know you're using dye ink in there, these are really inexpensive. So I have no desire to sell dye-based ink because that's kind of how theirs comes. So yeah, but we are the home of that, hsink365.com, either www.hsink365.com or shop.hsink365.com. Okay. So yeah, got that all out of the way. I think I said, yeah, I am Shakira the Professor. I do live videos like this to be able to help you guys outside of my classes and my courses. So we do have paid classes tomorrow. All classes will be on sale for $2,222. So be on the lookout for that. If you're on our mailing list, a email is going to go out sometime today. Of course, I'll be live tomorrow as well. So yeah, all that kind of good jazz. And since I promised to come on at 5 o'clock, I'm not going to be on super, super long. By the time Even comes back from by the time he even comes back, my goal is to be off and then just kind of chill for the rest of the day. Because I normally never leave out of my office at a decent hour. So since he had to leave to go drop off, since UPS is open, he went to go drop off UPS orders, take her staffers home. So yeah. I'm going to be on until he comes back, and I'll answer any questions that you guys have. We were supposed to do some silhouette stuff earlier. I did not do the video. Well, we ended up talking about all the things like the U.S. warehouse and all some other business stuff. And then on my lunchtime one, we talked about business stuff. So now if you have any design type questions, hey, we can talk about those, or, you know, whatever questions you guys may have, feel free to go ahead and post them. Make sure that you guys share this video out and give it a thumbs up. If you're watching over on YouTube, hit the subscribe button and make sure you ring the bell, right? And so basically turn it to all. What up? What up? What's up? Incredible evening. Well, yeah, it's after 5 o'clock. So it's incredible evening to you guys, or afternoon if you're on all the other time zones. Hello, hello, incredible afternoon. Hello. I was just rewatching your live from this morning. Okay, so I always feel bad because some people always say that. They're like, oh, I was watching the live, and then I interrupt them. So then I feel bad because I'm like, maybe not have a chance to go back. Maybe I'm on too much. Hello, hello. Hi. Thank you for your help today. It was game changer. You're very much so welcome. You will find it when you go looking for something else. Exactly. Incredible Monday afternoon, evening. Thank you for all of our CMYK hearts. Thank you so much. Well, I would like to. I don't think I'll love it. I love Epson printers. I've seen the color from Sawgrass. I'm not impressed. But I can't even figure out if I like it or not because I can't never get set up. Hey, just say. Hey, just say. Let's see. Incredible afternoon. Well, incredible evening, afternoon. Will I ever sell Eco Solvents inks? I don't know. Maybe not. I have some. I had the opportunity to sell it a long time ago. I originally attempted to put it in an old 7720, and I realized, ooh, these colors are horrible. Then I said it in that video, but I wasn't like really thinking about it. In that it probably would have been better for an eco tank or like a dye-based printer. I just had no desire to buy another printer. What I might end up doing at first, I was going to put pigment ink in the Canon tank print, like the Canon eco tank printer that I have. And so I might end up putting the Eco Solvent ink in there just to test it on the Canon one. I don't really, it's like my husband is really getting sick and tired of me setting up all these printers and I don't use them. He had an issue. So remember, I said before, I've never had the issue that people have when their eco tanks just stop working. Well, the one that even uses at the desk for invoices, most times he's printing out black and white things, never really using the color. So he went to go print out something that he needed color and there's no magenta. So I am going to have to figure out what's going on with that particular printer fairly soon here, and hopefully I can figure out things to do and make it to where it's gonna help you guys with fixing your EcoTank printers. So right now the magenta line on the 2720 that is at the main desk does not work, so now I have to go in and troubleshoot and see if I can figure that out. And I want to try and see if I can figure out, I know I can fix it if I open it up, but you can't just open up like the 15,000, the 8550s, the 16600. So I want to see if I can fix it without having to open up the top and just take out the little cartridge piece that's in there and blowing air through that, because you can't do that with other ones. But he's tired of me setting up printers because I don't really need them. Like, I set them up for research purposes and then they just sit here, and he hates it. We have a big Eco Solvent printer. I had no desire to really do it in a small format kind of way because we paid a good pretty penny for our Roland, and that's a true Eco Solvent. I have no desire. Well, I was not have no desire. I didn't really get it to do shirts, right? And the way the Roland works, there's actually a heating element, which is why it takes it so long to kind of like, if you're using it and it wasn't like a continuous print, it takes it a little bit longer to get going once you send the print, because it has to go and send the ink through, and the heating element in there has to heat up. And that is part of how it sticks to certain materials. When I tried to put the Eco Solvent ink in the heat-free Epson printer, it works for printing to like Caesar color print. So the printable transfers, it works for that, but the colors were off like big time. Now, I mainly wanted it to print stickers and things for our business. I can't do that from the converted ones because I think it's the heat part that it needs in order to kind of like like heat it up or like dry it so that it doesn't smear. When I put it in mine, it smeared, and that was what I wanted it for. So when it did not work for printing on adhesive vinyl, I was like, okay, whatever. I don't need this. I ain't got time for it. And the color was off. I have another one, and that is not a heat free. So with Canons, they use heat. So I want to see if that one will work better, but it's been a really long time since I purchased that printer. So if it doesn't work, I have a printer that I really can't do anything with, and Eva's going to probably kick my butt. So I've been very hesitant to set it up with the sample bottles of Eco Solvent ink that we have. But at some point here, I'll probably set it up. And once I do that and I can test it and verify it, then I'll consider selling it. But we don't put anything on our website that I myself have not tested it thoroughly. And I don't mean like, okay, put in there, do one print. All right, woo-hoo, it works. No, I want to put it in there. I want to print it. I want to print a shirt from it, wash that a couple of times and see how it does before I recommend it. So I can't say yay or nay. I have not tested it yet to put it on the site. I love my Roland. Okay, these learning pillows are getting to me. Wait, these learning pillows are getting to me a little with piecing this paper together, and the line showing using 13 by 19 is it's this cutter through cutting with the little fringes left on the paper. So when you're using a cutter, then change your blade out, or use a ruler and then use just an X-Acto knife, or use a rotary cutter. But yeah, if it's putting lines on there and it's kind of giving you a fringe, I definitely would not recommend to continue to use that. Thank you. She says, happy 2222 Eve. Hello and incredible evening. Welcome. Oh, I was supposed to share. Sorry about that. I'm trying to share it. Okay. Whew. All right, let's go here. It's not why you're not showing up. I don't know what's going on. Facebook is not allowing me to click on my video to share it out. I don't know why. Yeah, it keeps going to watch. I can't get it to go to where I can. I can't find it to share it. Okay. Guess it's not meant for me to share it. All right, let's see. Any new questions? Okay, thank you. I didn't think of the ruler and rotary cutter, and they're both sitting right there on the desk next to me. Thank you for sharing. Okay. I see that you posted. I'm trying to share and it won't let me share. Oh, there it is. It finally pulled up. All right. Thank you for sharing. I'm also going to share it back to my page. Join me and drop your questions. Ooh, might want to capitalize join. And select all and copy and post and share again and share to a group and paste and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right. Well, I should shared it, but if there are no questions, I always tell y'all, I try to come on here. Can't say there isn't someone who's trying to help, and everyone always says everybody wants to charge for free, charge you to give you help. I'm on here to help, but I am currently on 4 platforms, both of my Facebooks, both of my YouTubes. I have a total of 56 people watching right now. So if the 56 of you don't have questions, I will get off of here because there's no sense in me just kind of sitting on here, taking up and having a bunch of dead air. I come on here to ask questions. I do not come on most times with anything prepared. I save that for my classes. So if you guys don't ask the questions, you don't get any information. That's how my Q&As work when I come live. Only time it's different is then I won't ask you any questions at all. I'm going to come on. I'm going to talk about something just so that I don't have to pre-record it and re-upload it. I'm going to do my spiel and I'm going to get off and not address any questions. This is a Q&A. You can post your questions. All right, so my time says 20:55 right now. If we get to basically 22 minutes and there are no questions, I'm going to go ahead and end this live. No sense in staying on here for no reason. On Tumblr mockups, I saw one that the Tumblr image rotates. Do you know how to do that? Or where I can find look to learn. I know there was like a mug simulator. For it turning like that. I've seen them. I know before there was like a mug simulator, and I'm not sure if that's what it was, like if it was on that one, or if it was something like a different program. That part I'm really not sure which one, like which one for that, because I've never really had a desire to spin it. I actually don't like those. They look weird to me. I don't have a 15,000. I've never experienced those issues with either my 7720, my sister's 7710, or my mom's 7210, or my eco tanks. To me, there seems to be, even with people that don't use our paper, don't use our ink, there always seems to be something with the 15,000 when it comes to sublimation. I know a lot of people, no matter what paper they were using, they were having jams. So some people say all they had to do was switch paper, but then the same paper that they switched to, other people said they were jamming. Then it's like certain print settings for this one, certain print settings for others. I'm not sure which print setting you're using. And when you say you're having a smearing problem, is that after you print, are you talking about pinwheels? Once you take it out, if you rub your hands, is it smearing? Are you giving it time to dry? Are you using premium matte print setting? If you are, you're using our paper, I don't recommend you use premium matte because it's not going to dry fast enough. So there's a lot of things in that. So you have to give me a little bit more information as to exactly what issue you're having. If you are not using Honestly Speaking paper, I cannot help you because I don't know what the issue will be with somebody else's paper. Hi, I would like to how to sublimate neon green. You're gonna have to use a color chart. I don't have, oh wait, I do have this one. So you're not gonna get a fluorescent type green, but there is one, where it's kind of like a lime greenish, neon greenish, and it comes more so from the media. So this is chart 3, and it's these colors up here. That's the closest you're probably going to get. And it also depends on the substrate that you're using and how glossy it is. If it's something like a shirt and it's matte, it's not going to really give off like a true like neonish color unless you have like glows and stuff like that. But the chart 3, the top colors are going to be the closest you're going to get to neons. Because all the other ones to me aren't really like neons. They're more like lime greenish type colors. You have to remember that a neon green, and like the reason why colors look neon, it's fluorescent colors. And basically when it's neon, it's from the gas of it. So printing it and on 2D, basically, you're not going to really get that color like that. You can only get close. And if you're using glossy substrates, it comes off a little bit better. On shirts that aren't really shiny, y'all know how y'all like those shirts that look more like cotton. That's going to affect a lot of your colors because the shiny ones help reflect light to give you those like neon colors or those fluorescent magenta colors. Now there are, people say, okay, what about fluorescent sublimation ink? That's not going to make it appear neon just looking at it. Those react to black lights. So on the surface, just looking at it, it looks no different than the regular colors. But once black light is on it, then it's fluorescent. But just sitting on a shirt, it looks no different than any of the other prints. Hello, big boy. Thank you so much for the super chat, sir. You have some stuff that you're supposed to get to me that I have not received yet. So we're gonna have to work on that. I have to check up on you. All right. But thank you for joining, and thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. Y'all make sure if you're into DTF, y'all ask me about DTF all the time. I know the surface of it because I've done my research on it. Because when you guys ask questions, I can answer them. When I have my classes talking about the different ways to make t-shirts, I want to be able to provide the information on how, about how to use DTF or DTG. I have no desire to do DTF. It has too many issues. I mean, not say issues, too much maintenance. It's very, very high maintenance, and I don't have time for high maintenance printers because I do team too much and I can't really babysit it like that. Now, when Shannon from Innate Labs was at the ISIS show, the expo, there is a company, and they're right here where I am, STS, and they have an actual like DTF printer, and it has a shaker for the powder, and then it has a flash dryer. So I think that system is like really, really cool. And I want to say it came out to like 1,600 somewhere in there, which I mean, for that system and how wide it was, it didn't seem, too bad for it. We don't have the space for it, so I'm not going to jump into that right now. But Big Boy is someone that can tell you about converting printers and keeping up with the maintenance. And he has that white on top of white ink. So make sure you guys, if you're into DTF, you're looking for information on it, go check out Big Boy's channel. Do I still use my 2803? I never intended to use it because I already have one. So I never intended to really use that one. So not really. I have a question about eco-solvent inks. Is it good for HTV only? When you are converting printers, yes. I answered that a little bit in the beginning. It is really, from my experience, when I tested it, it was only good for HTV. As far as adhesive vinyls, using a converted printer, it's missing that heating part of it for adhesive vinyl. Let me see if I can find this picture for you. It was a while back, so let me try and find this picture. And I'll show you how it came out when I printed I printed on my 7720 onto adhesive vinyl. So this is what happens when I printed on. So the colors, y'all know, those are not my colors. So I put this in the 7720, and from the same exact file that I print everything else from, this is how the colors came out. The black definitely was not black. It came out looking darn near bluish. And this was on adhesive vinyl and printable adhesive vinyl. And this is what was happening. One, the colors were off and it smeared. So then I did realize, okay, it looks like dye inks. So maybe that's that's the thing. So I do plan to put it in my dye ink printers to see, but I don't think it will ever work on, because it's water-based. It's not like a true eco solvent. When you're talking about a solvent, an eco solvent, or a latex printer, it's a different type of ink. These ones that the vendors overseas are selling is a water-based one. So it is smearing on glossy vinyl. It doesn't, it's not penetrating it. It's just sitting on top. The vinyl, the heat transfer vinyl is different. It's porous. So that ink can get inside of that. But the adhesive vinyl, it's not porous at all. So that's my experience. You guys know I test. I don't just give you a bunch of, I test. I only saw the one message from her. I haven't seen any other ones. I only saw the one. Have you heard anything about Epson F570 sublimation results? I have several people that use the F570. One in particular, someone I talk to all the time, Shawnee D from Shawnee D Design. She used an F570 with our paper, and she has great results. Oh, you converted to an eco solvent. Oh, I definitely can't help you with eco solvent. Sorry. She has to definitely get that bell out. Wait, she has to definitely get that bell out for that one. Oh, what, from my other channel? All right, so I'm doing a project with Jet Pro and vinyl, possibly using glitter. I was looking for your video you did when deciding the best way to connect everything. And what do you mean to connect everything? I'm not sure what you're asking. Like how to mix vinyl and printable vinyl? Are you going to layer just small parts and you want it to be glitter? I need a little bit more information. I refilled my sublimation ink cartridges and I'm getting lines in my prints. I have a Workforce 7720. I don't. So, couple things with that. Are you using cartridges that require it to be primed? So when you say you filled it, did it completely drain? Do you have our style of cartridges that have a circle in the middle? If so, you must fill and prime it. We have videos on that. If it's filled and primed, and that's not your issue, then it's probably your print settings. Whenever you have issues and things with like lines, the first thing that you should do is not a print head cleaning. The first step in troubleshooting when you have missing colors, or if you think you have missing colors, you have lines, is to do a nozzle check. You're going to go to your printer. You're going to go to settings, maintenance settings, say it as maintenance, one of those, and do a print nozzle check. This tells you the current state of your print heads. If you have broken lines, then that's probably the culprit, especially if you're using print settings like premium matte and you're getting broken lines. It's probably because you have air in your lines, or your cartridge is out of ink, or it's not properly primed. So many people will go and say, "Oh no, it's not out of ink. The level on the printer says it's full." You can't go by that. You have to look at your physical cartridges, guys. You have to look at your physical cartridge to see if there's ink in it. And a lot of times they'll open it up and there's no ink in the cartridge whatsoever. Those levels on the front, remember the level on the, when you're looking at like, okay, what is my ink level? This is what controls it. The chip, not what's in here. It does not know what's in the cartridge. So you're going to do a nozzle check. If that is fine, that means those lines are coming from your print settings, not anything with the printer itself. That means at some point you probably clicked on something. It's no longer printing on plain paper, bright white, high, or even if you put it on high quality plain paper, it still needs to be set to high. If it's on standard, you're going to get those banding lines. Yes, you can use any computer. If your business is at home, should you have business insurance, or should be something you add to your homeowner's insurance? Well, find out and get a quote from both. It doesn't hurt to get a quote from both. Certain homeowners insurance won't cover certain things. You might want to ask just kind of as a hypothetical, like, okay, I'm thinking about starting a business, not really maybe letting them know that you have one just in case they have certain things, but just get the information from your homeowner's insurance to see what all they require, because depending on what it is, in order for them to insure you, they may require certain documentations. And hold on one second. All right. But check with them. Depending on what it is, they may require you to have certain licenses and things like that to, like, for them to say, okay, hey, you know what you're doing. You're not a liability in this because you know what you're doing. So find out from them first. And then if not, find out, also get a quote for just getting straight up business insurance. And it has to cover property damage. So you have to do like look at that as well. It's not just liability. I talked about that this morning. On the charts, I printed out and pressed on polyester and also on tumblers. If I want that color, I just put that number associated with that color, right? Yep. I have a silhouette. I want to turn one of my PNG picks into rhinestone. Do you have a video on that? You have to first trace it. I have done videos. I showed a video. I don't have like a dedicated video for it. Like, I don't think I do. I have one. I think I just talked about like a shape and doing rhinestones. But if you have a PNG image, if it all depends on what type of image it is. If it's something that's like, like a full-on graphic, you're not going to be able to trace this just with regular trace to make to do the rhinestone. You have to be able to make it a vector image. I just showed, what day was that we did a chat? Saturday. I want to say that was Saturday when I showed changing this. So we went from here. This, you could never do rhinestones. So we had to create a vector file from it. And then from the vector file, then you can do rhinestones. So it all depends on the type of image it is. No, the 2803 is the exact same size as the 2720. That's just the newer model number of the 2720. No different, same print speed, same print quality, same everything. Don't ask me why. To me, it looks exactly the same. I have no idea why they came out with a new one. Yes, I toured their facility in Boca and saw the machine. It's awesome. Yeah, I want to go. I told you, like, it's local to me. That's only a jump, skip, and a hop away from where I am. So I definitely want to go up there to STS to look at that new DTF machine. Does DTF last as long as sublimation? I don't do DTF. I don't know of anyone that has maybe had one and then like wash it a bunch of different times. You have to look for videos and people who are actively doing it. Hopefully they're doing those tests to where they're just washing it and washing it and washing it and seeing. Sublimation is never going anywhere. DTF is still ink on top of a shirt. It's on the surface. So it can very well crack and peel over time with washing it and just agitating it. This will never, unless you are heating it up to where the pores open up and re-release, this ain't going nowhere at all. Okay. So the shirt will likely deteriorate before the print does. But we can use Eco Solvent on HT. Am I correct? I have a 2720. It's still only small. If you're going to put Eco Solvent ink in the 2720, yes. And you can get, now, I don't know of smaller sheets. My roll of Caesar color print is 20 inches wide. Yeah, I think it's 20 inches wide. So you'll have to cut you'll have to cut your sheets down. I don't know of anyone that sells that in sheets as of right now. If they do, it's probably going to be pretty pricey because they don't sell it in sheets. That means a company is cutting them down and cutting sheets and packaging them up themselves. So it's going to be pretty pricey for a small format printer. But technically, you put it in there, you can do the HTV. It has to be the printable one. It can't just be on regular Caesar HTV. It has to be, they have a couple different printed ones, like color print. Like there's a matte one, there's a gloss one, I think. It's a couple different color prints from Caesar. Sorry, no, I was saying to ring your bell with some of the other creatives when a support is made for their channel. Oh, okay, yeah. I know that. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care for the bell thing. I know other people do that. That's not my thing. I just say thank you. Yeah, I don't ring a bell for it. I did it when I'm on Big Boys. I kind of do that, but no, that's not my thing. Make sure for insurance you have copyright infringement. You never know. That would have been a cool class to learn. That to learn what? I'm not sure. Yes, it's a regular Q&A because I was supposed to be setting up my Sawgrass. So the first issue of setting up my Sawgrass, I just, had to clear off my table, had to make time for it. And I decided, okay, perfect. I'm ready to set up my Sawgrass. I pulled it over here, couldn't find the ink. I would have, if it wasn't for me working in the fulfillment center, I would have never found this thing. I don't even know why he even put this on the shelf that he did. It was literally on the bottom shelf. I would have never thought to look in there for this ink. And I happened to be in there for something else. And I looked down, I'm like, that's my Sawgrass ink. So I brought this in here. I was like, okay, boom, we're going to set it up. I was going to set it up. And then what happened? I'm not sure if I got a migraine or something with MJ. And I was like, okay, I'm determined to set it up today. Go, set everything up, did my thumbnail, all of that. Get ready to kind of come over here and say, where's the power cord? Because I picked up the power cord to go plug it in. And that is my Rolo cord. So at some point, I will set it up. But since I said I will be live at 5, I just made a Q&A. Yes, Papa? He wants my water. Yes. Read the coverage. Go back. We asked a lot of questions, but a lot of questions upon a lot of questions. Can you explain vector files in Silhouette? I'll do a quick explanation. I just did a whole entire video. I have videos for everything, guys. I know I'm live a lot. I know, and it might be like, okay, I can't keep up. Get you a notebook just for me, just to write down what videos, what timestamps, so you can go back. Because this is my job. So I come to work every single day to do videos for you guys. I know it's going to be hard. My goal is not for you guys to watch every video, but at some point you'll come back and watch it. I'm trying to get my team to do like little synopsis, but like timestamps or put exactly what's in the video. So when you're doing a search, you know that if this is a video that you need to watch, but this is my job. So I'm going to probably do a bunch of videos and you'll never be able to catch up, but thank you. Hey, don't turn my microphone. Mommy's already loud. You turn it up, I'm going to be screaming in their ear. Can you, you drunk all of it. Can you put that in the garbage? Thank you. Put it in the recycle bin. You're going to drink all the water and then give me the empty bottle. Thank you. Rude self. But yeah, so definitely check that out. But I will go in and kind of explain that again. The class you gave on creating the vector and rhinestone template with the high heel. Yeah. If you get insurance and it's not your own design, or there is something on the design that is questionable, you don't want someone suing you. They're going to sue you anyway. I mean, hey, Shakia, just use your tacky paper for the first time, and I have just one problem. Why did I wait so long to use it? Excellent results. Simply amazing. Thanks. You are very welcome. Yeah, I don't know why y'all keep sleeping on them products. I do my research. Yes, there are other people that may have it. It's not ours, but I did the research to get the best of the best to give you guys great quality. So anything that's on my site is going to be A1. Yes, I definitely going to get me a notebook because it's a lot of great information. Thank you for all you do. Do you have anything on the Uninet iColor printers? I know about them. If you have general questions, they're expensive. I have my thoughts on how I would use them, so we can come back to that one. My black ink is low. Can I just refill without replacing the chip? If not, do I have to change the chips for all the cartridges? So, I'm going to hold on. Before I go to the vector, let me address this one real quick. So when you say it's low, is it low as in you're getting a low ink warning, or you've pulled this out and it's low on ink? That's two different things. Does it say that it's low on the printer, or if you go to actually, let's go back. So if you go to file, not say file, yeah. Print, where's my 7840? Because one of them was low. 7840. Where is my 7840? Huh? Oh, here it is. So if I go here, I'm going to go to preferences and I'm going to go ink levels. So see, it's going to tell me here, my magenta, my yellow, because I just changed out those chips. My cyan is low, my black is low. If you're getting this, you're going to have to change out the chip. That is what that is telling you. Your cartridge can be full of ink, but if that is showing you and it's saying that it is low, it's time to change the chip. You can wait until it goes all the way out. There is no telling if that is going to be 1 print, 2 print, 3 print, 4 print, 5 print, blue print, red print. You know, I'm just messing with you. But I don't know how many prints that will be. So you may print and it may stop in the middle of a print. That's up to you to decide if you want to wait all the way until you get every print that you can out of it. But at some point pretty soon, those will stop on me and I will have to change them out. So if that's low, you might as well change the chip. If it's just the physical amount of ink, you can keep putting ink in it if this is low, but that setting is not. Yes. So if you're getting a low ink warning, then it's time to change the chip. There are no chips for the 4700 is an eco tank printer. It's a chipless printer. There are no chips. There are small cartridges in there, but there are no like chips that control it. Kind of like how these are. All right, so let's go to the one about vectors since we're back over here. Cancel. Vector basically just means that your design has a path. If I type out vector, this is a vectorized image because if I bring it over here, I go to send, I have cut lines around it. This is something that is vectorized. There is a distinct path that a cutter, a laser cutter, a plotter, was it CNC? Was that what it's called? I forget what it's called. CNC, like the big ones. If you have any of those, it can follow that path. That is what vector means. If it was something that is a picture, so I'm going to fill this in with color. Let's just go ahead and make a duplicate. I'm going to go file, save selection, save to hard drive, and save that as a PNG file. So let's just go vector live, save that to my desktop so I can delete it later. And we're going to make that a PNG. And we're going to hit OK and save. I'm going to go file, merge, quick access, vector live, bring this in, and I'm going to remove the line color so that you can see these look. Now on the surface, this is a PNG. On the surface, this looks exactly like this one. But if I go to send, I'm not going to have cut lines around this. If I click on it and put cut lines, it is simply going to cut a box around it because it is now a bitmap. It is now rasterized. It is now made up of pixels. That's what this is at this point. It is not a vector image or vector file, vector image. So we're going to go back to design. Can I make this a vector? Yes. This is where tracing comes in. We're going to go select trace area. I can do this one of two ways. Let's say this was filled in with a pattern, like a specific type of design. I can go trace and detach. Well, first, let's actually adjust the threshold, Shakia. So let's go back over here. Trace, select trace area. We're going to adjust our threshold up, and we're going to go trace and detach. I can also go and trace it, take my threshold up, and I'm just going to do a trace. When I do just a trace, this one does not change. It stays the same. But I now have this one that I can fill with color. If I fill this with color, the whole thing becomes purple. So now on this one, there is an invisible box, and I can pull this away, and it's ready to go, right? On the O, I don't have anything here in the middle. So I have to do another trace on that. It's a whole nother process for that. Even though it's transparent, trace and detach does not do the inside. So here and the inside of the R are not, you can't cut them. But if I come up here, I have those cut lines. I come on this one. Well, we're still in text mode, so you're not going to see the paths, but you see the difference in this. Now with this one, technically it is vectorized, okay? If I double click on it, I see edit points all the way around. If I were to fill it in with color, see, I'm the center of my O. These up here, these here look exactly like this one, but this one does not because of the center of the O. So to remove that, it's another process to, and I have tons and tons of videos on that. But this is the difference between something being vector. Type in, if we make a shape, if I make a circle, anything like that, and go to send, it has lines. It is made up of a path. So if I come back over here to this shoe, I could never do anything with this as far as cutting. All I can do is a print and cut. This also leads me to talking about a little bit about logos, with you guys getting these logos made and how you want to use them. If someone is going and they're putting real pictures of strawberries and shirts and tumblers and shoes and rhinestones and all these different things, you will only be able to do printed versions of your logo. You want to put it on a shirt, someone's going to have to vectorize it to split it apart. And if you got all these gradients and glitter and this and that and that and third, you'll never be able to easily use it, like put it in as vinyl, or even have someone make an embroidery file from it, because with embroidery, they kind of search it so they can figure out all the little areas and then they digitize it. So it's best to have a vectorized one. Great logos start as simple vectors, and then you add on all the other stuff so that you have that vector to be able to use it in different formats. But this right here has to be vectorized. And you won't get like, there is a way to have it look just like this, right? If you go in and I was to create the highlights on there, where all those lighting or all that lighting is, and I put a shape on there and then I take down the transparency, it's going to give, like, I can make this shoe look glossy. I'm going to try and do this real quick. All right, so I'm going to just use these as my All right, so just give me a second to get in here and do some things. We're just gonna ungroup this, and I don't feel like doing all this. I'm just gonna bring this to the front so I can cover that up. Let's take this one and make it a little darker. I'm gonna take this one and do the same one that's there. Take this down some, take my opacity down on these some. So I can go through and, I mean, I need to put a little bit more. I probably should have put my, what's that thing called? My fade bar on here where it will fade off a little bit. This is kind of like vectorized. All right, let's do it like this. Let's go like that. And I just want to create a little bit of color difference in this. So I can give it, kind of a shiny look. It would be better if I had more of like when you're in like, you have to do several of them to really kind of make that color kind of like fade out. But you can somewhat create that illusion with taking down transparencies and stuff like that to just make it appear, because that's all it is. It's just lighting to kind of give it that gloss look to it. So you definitely can make things like with vectors. Everything, all of this, like every part of this, you saw how I was just making shapes. When you're recreating something, that's what it means to vectorize it. Everything about it is made up of shapes. So if I were to, let's say, do a bunch of internal offsets, apply, I'm just going to make that color, take my transparency down just a little. Actually, I'll just make it a lighter color. Let's do internal offset again. Apply. Let's make that a lighter color. Take my transparency down. So if I keep playing around with this and adjusting my colors, it's going to look like it's fading, almost like a gradient fading out. And let's see, if I go super low, actually, let's see. Trying to get the right color combo, but you kind of get the idea. Like you can create what appears to be shadows just from a bunch of offsets and then having them at different opacities and different strengths, different colors. So it's kind of like just creating a gradient. And that's where you're going to make that shoe have, or that whatever that item is has dimension. But all of this is made up of paths and shapes. This is a vectorized version of that red bottom. That makes sense. Let's see. Nope, no word on that yet. My print and cuts have a white lining. How do I remove it? I'm not sure what you mean. How do you remove it? Meaning when you cut it, you have extra white around it. Is that what you're saying? You are very welcome. I have Silhouette Business and Cricut. I design a lot in Silhouette. When I save my files as SVG and load in Cricut Design Space, it doesn't open correctly. Any tips for using SVG files from Silhouette to Cricut? The files are SVG format, not studio versions. One of the main things, which I have a video about that, talked about that too, when it comes to saving from Silhouette Studio and taking it over to Cricut Design Space, you do want to make sure that all like items are made into a compound path so that it doesn't separate it and put it all over the place. So you want to make sure that certain elements that need to be a compound path is a compound path. All right. Couple things will affect that, right? So if I'm going to try to trace and detach this, so let's say I go here and I go and trace and detach. Let's get this up some. So I'm going to take this up and I'm going to go trace and detach. Certain images, well, this one may or may not do it, but certain images, especially if you have like a white background around it, when you trace and detach it, if you don't zoom in, 9 times out of 10, you're not right up on it. So you're going to end up with some white. So let's just see how this one is. I'm going to turn on my line color. Yeah, see, this one did pretty good where it's right up on it. I'm not going to end up having a lot of white. But there are some times where, let me see, who do I want to look up? Let's see. Let's do um shoot, let's see, who do I want to look up? We're trying to think of a cartoon character. All right, baby boy just walked in here with Ninja Turtles on, so let's go Ninja Turtles clip art. Hi, bud. Hi. What happened? No, we're not painting. What? Yeah, Ninja Turtle. Yeah, that's turtle. Yeah, a turtle. Yeah, yes. Okay. All right. There is one that's halfway decent. I'm going to copy image and bring that over yonder. And paste. All right. So we're going to trace. I think Silhouette's going to shut down on me. I have a bunch of stuff open. And for some reason, when Windows 11 was put on my computer, it took up a lot of extra space. So it still has, it's almost like it's running everything for Windows 10 and Windows 11. It didn't replace it. So my hard drive literally went to being full, and I don't even save a lot of stuff to my hard drive. So I have to have them go in there and remove all of the Windows 10 because it's slowing down my computer big time. So now I'm going to go trace and detach. This may have been a good one, actually, because I saw a lot of black around it. Let's go here and put a red line. So this one actually did pretty good. Okay, so sometimes you'll see white. You have to remember, on screen, you may not see it if you don't zoom in. So when you're cutting this, you may end up with white in these areas because there is white here. It did not trace it to where it was right up on the image. This is one of the reasons why I personally prefer to manually trace. People ask, why am I so good with edit points? Because I use them a lot. I personally prefer to manually trace because that is how designers and editors, they do it in Photoshop, especially when they're creating menus and they're going around pictures. Most times they're going to use their pen tool to go around it because you're going to get better results. So I typically tend to go around my images and make sure that it is very, very close to the image, so I don't have those white areas. On the design page, it doesn't stand out as much, but then when you go to cut it and you're on white paper, it's going to be an issue. The other thing, I keep talking about this, I can't say, like, even once I do that, I don't have major issues when it comes to print and cut. Guys, I don't feel like I'm doing anything special. I've shared with you guys exactly what it is that I do when it comes to print and cuts. So let's say that this is the size of it. I'm going to go to my registration marks. I turn them on. I have no idea why it's even an option. My thickness stays all the way up. I make sure that my design is nowhere in the restrictive areas. If it's only this big, I go to advance and I take my bottom inset and I bring it up closer to my design so that it's right around it. And that's all I do to help with accuracy of my print and cuts. And I have figured out what settings work for me. I can tell you what settings I use, but you may not be using the exact same paper that I'm using. I don't use the auto blade. I use ratchet blades. I don't use a blade for forever and a day. I change mine out. I don't try to resharpen them. Some people say, "Oh, just resharpen them with foil." That only works so long. So my methods of doing things might be different for yours. I just realize now that it's just not worth it to constantly keep trying to figure it out with an old blade that's just months and months and years old. I change out my blades frequently. I only use ratchet blades. I don't try and cut through in one pass. I have no problem doing two passes. Those are things that help me. If you're trying to do it in one pass, you don't want to go and really figure out what settings work for your machine and your blades, you're going to have issues. But that's all. As far as setup, this is all that I do. I max out my thickness. I never take my length down to basically nothing. I never do that. The lowest I will ever go is 0.625. The lowest I recommend is 0.5. The lowest I go is 6.25. That is the absolute lowest. But most times I have mine just maxed out. Max my thickness, and that's it. Like, I'm not sure what else to say about print and cuts. That's all I do. And the other thing that might help me when it comes to print and cuts is the fact that I use a Cricut mat and I'm calibrating the mat. So I know exactly where to put my paper. You can be off a little bit, I guess, but because I calibrate the mat and it's telling me what silhouette sees as the edge of the paper, that might contribute to me having more accurate print and cuts. I don't know, but mine's come out pretty spot on. I want to go back to that red bottom and let's take this one. We're going to copy this, put it on its own page. Let's subtract all. Okay, so all that is delete point. All right, I want to see something. So this one, we're going to group. See, something like this, you're not going to really be able to make it a compound path. Let's see. I just want to test something real quick. If you have questions, drop them. If there are no questions by the time I do this, I will end. I was trying to wait for Even to come back. He'll probably be back soon anyway. And I'm gonna end the live and actually leave out of my office and not come back in here. Let's see. Long heels, red bottoms, long heels, red bottoms. Ungroup. Weld. Make you just a little bit bigger. Take you and make you smaller. Put you right there. Let's go ahead and make our R a little bit bigger. I don't know if I like that one. I don't know if I like that font. Definitely don't want that one. One of my favorite fonts, but not for this. Do I like the way you look? Probably, maybe. If I normally don't stretch stuff, but I think I want to kind of stretch this one. And let's make our R just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. Alrighty, let's make you red. And no line colors. And you, let's just go black for bottoms. And we're going to just convert to path. Everything there is all over the place. That's fine. We're going to go File, Save As, Save to Hard Drive. Red bottom SVG. SVG. Okay. Cricut Design Space. Cancel. Yes. Oh, hello, Melody Lane. I love the fact that Cricut had like a whole series of things in honor of her. That made me teary-eyed when I saw it. So we're going to put you over here in the corner, my dear. I can't wait to make something with her. So we're going to put her in the corner. And we're going to go upload. And we're going to go upload and then browse. And we're going to find that red bottom SVG. Oh, see, this one actually came in without any issues. Sometimes it comes in with issues. Add to canvas. Oh, this one didn't. Oh, yeah, it did. See? Look at how, and this one I grouped together. This one I didn't. And then y'all and y'all weird lines and stuff. So see how this one kind of came in, and I actually grouped that one together. This I did not. So if it's not a compound path, I guess it's going to be don't group it. But no, because then my lines for my shoe are way over here. Now, watch when I open this in Illustrator. So I'm going to go File. Let's go Illustrator. It's just something about the way Cricut Design Space reads things from Silhouette Studio. They're real petty. And it just opens up really weird. But watch when I open this in Illustrator or even Corel Draw, it's not going to open like that. Blah, blah. Yeah, they have a whole bunch of stuff for, let's see. How can I go back to the main page? I forget how to go back to like the main home. Yeah, see, look. The Let's Craft, they have her name, they have her little golf carts, and they have the little Cricut one that looks like her. I thought that was so freaking dope. I think that's so freaking cool. Yes, son. Now, I know it's like all Cricut stuff, but I do wish they had it as an SVG because although I don't have a Cricut machine, but I really, really, really want to do something with those. A craft break. I mean, that really hurt the crafting world. She is a crafting world like legend. She's great. Yes, love. Oh, you want me to open up more water for you? Mm-hmm. Can you teach your brother how to drink this much water? Thank you. Appreciate it. Tell brother he needs to drink water. I think this is so cute. I got to figure out a way to do it in Silhouette. I may have to do the little hat to spread it all apart. And then I want to bring it into silhouette because I don't have a Cricut machine, but I would love to be able to do something with her little image. So I have this in my head of how I'm going to do it, but I don't think Cricut will like it very much if I show y'all how I'm going to do it. I just want to say thank you for tracing lesson. I took a color font that had multiple colors and was able to trace and change the colors. Yay! Awesome. Yes, they are super sweet. Oh no, I know how to get them. I'm just not gonna do it online. I know how to get them and then trace them. Oh, trust and believe. I know how to do them. What was I doing? Oh, waiting for Illustrator to open file. Open. Oh gosh, open. Um, quick access. I can make these programs do whatever it is I want to do with it. See, it doesn't come like that. It doesn't come in like that on other programs. It's just a Cricut thing why it does that. I have no idea why it does it, but it's just a weird Cricut thing. And I don't know why it does that. Yeah, I have no idea. Now, y'all do know, okay, Canvas officer, y'all know I don't know how to get back, right? So yeah, I'm not sure what all, because you really can't make that a compound path because it'll change the colors. So yeah, now no, I don't even know what to say about this because you can't weld, you can't make it a compound path. All you can do is group it together. Now I do want to test something. I'm gonna bound this inside here and group it together. And then this one, well, no, because then that was group 2. So I don't know. Ungroup. I don't know. I'm just going to test it. See, let's see. File, save as, save to hard drive, red bottom, Victor red bottom, SVG, desktop. Okay. Let's move you down. Let's go upload, browse, quick access, upload, add to canvas. Oh, that's weird. And it just gave me a big red box. Oh, that's even weirder. That's just weird. Ungroup. Yeah. And then put it in the weird spot. Yeah. See, like this is even worse. Now it's like all over the place. So I have no idea why it does that in Cricut Design Space. Could not answer it. Just end up having to go back in and fix it. I don't know. Oh, this is only a print then cut file. Yep. I know what I'm going to have to do. But I'm not a Cricut girl, but I want to make something with her. All right. Oh, definitely is. Definitely is. But they did make this a print then cut, but I want to in layers show. Yeah. And when you just take it over there, it's not going to be as great. Oh, but trust and believe. Oh, I'm going to make me something with it. Trust and believe. I just can't show y'all. I ain't trying to have Cricket come after you, girl. I don't have a Cricut either, but I have the software for those files. Yep. You don't have to flatten this in Cricut. It's already a print and then cut. So it's already flattened. That's what a print and cut is. Oh, I can unflatten it though. I didn't even think about that. So you said flatten it. I'm like, wait, it's already a print then cut, but I forgot you can unflatten it in y'all's system. So haha. I'm about to go and bring her over into silhouettes. So yeah, I'm actually about to do that right now. Any other questions for moi before I hop off of here? I was waiting on the husband, but him taking forever, ever, ever. Don't let our love leave. Whoa. You know who I do. Whoa. Oh, yours just says basic cut. Yeah, mine said print and cut. Um, you are very welcome. I don't even think I need all of this other stuff. Yeah, they made this file way too complicated. Ooh, child, they made this file way too complicated. Lord have mercy. Oh, Jesus. Way too complicated. Way too complicated. Don't even take all this, homie. It don't take all of this. I'm not impressed, so I won't be doing. I'm gonna just make a post. Whoever sees the post, I'm not doing a whole design bundles. I'm not impressed by their whatever like the stuff they have on there. And I definitely don't use any of their grad stuff. But yes, if you're using that stuff, definitely check. You should always be checking out all resources. I'm not impressed. I won't be doing designbundles.net deal on Wednesday. It's just like it's a lot of the same old stuff. So starting to get yeah. Nope, I like to use my own elements, so I won't be using any of those for my graduation one, but they're more than welcome to go and utilize the elements that are there. You can just take any from anything that I teach as far as design and pull elements from other places. But yeah, I won't be buying it. Yes, my love. Huh? What? That's not to brush. Why do you have my brush? What, buddy? There's nothing here. MJ, MJ, MJ. Keep that down. All right, no other questions are posted. All right, guys, I'm about to go play around with my Melody Lane file that I just brought over to Silhouette and make me something in honor of her. So I shall talk to you guys later. I have no idea where my husband is. I guess he's still at his still at his mother's. So, hey, stop it. No. Alrighty, so don't forget to visit our website, hsinc365.com, for all of our sublimation ink, sublimation paper, pigment ink, files. There's graduation yard signs. I'm about to put the second set because the other ones on there is from like 2 years ago. I have some that are more simplified than the ones that are there, especially if you are a beginner, so trying to fit all those pictures in there. So I have like maybe like 4 or 5 of them that are more like a little bit more simplistic in design. I have some new setups, which it's new to you guys, old to me, from my graduation fans. So that stuff is going up pretty soon. So be sure to check out the site for all of those elements. Okay. Yeah, so if you guys are interested, like I said, I'll make the post about it. I will not be doing a live on it, but I do want to show you what she is referring to. So they do have this within the dollar deals. If you want to have designs that is very simple for you guys to be able to use. So you have, it's proud. I don't know why it says proud and then nothing else there, because there's no space. So this one says proud grandparent of a graduate, proud of a 22. I guess it's for you to put something in there, but they didn't leave very much space. But the of a is nestled. So I don't know what that was about. So proud nephew. So those are already set up. Then here's a different version, proud of a graduate. It's different ones. So you can use that. Then here they have a lot of different elements. So if you want to use those, you definitely can. That's what she's referring to. A lot of different things there. I will have my own for my senior, for my class that I'm doing next month, but they do have options here if you are interested in their setups for class of 2022. Alrighty. Hey, stop. All right, guys. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity. Hopefully, I find my cord. I'm going to check behind. I think it may have fallen behind the table. So hopefully I find that soon and I can do that video to finally set up my Sawgrass. And tomorrow, shoot. I can't leave my office. I forgot to design Imani's shirt for tomorrow and NJ shirt for school for 2222. Oh gosh. All right. So yeah, I gotta go because I have to design their shirts. I may come back as I cut because I'm gonna do it in vinyl. I'm not doing sublimation. And do that shirt after I design it. But yeah, dang it, I forgot all about that. So yeah, let me get to getting because I have to design that. And maybe you guys will see me a little bit later because I forgot about this. All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Tomorrow, all classes will be on sale for 2222. All right, wait, 2222. 2222.